for the SteelFist Fight Night Welterweight Championship. Another belt on the line. One more time, you guys. Make some noise. All right, here we go. Before we die again, coming out first, fighting out of the red corner is your challenger. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 169.5 pounds with a current record of 3-1. Doing it for the Pit, Salt Lake, and Maurice. Let's hear it for Chris Choo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Chris, the Choo Train Choo. Now, Chris is the challenger for the welterweight championship here in the amateur division for SteelFist Fight Night. He is 29 years old. He stands 6 feet even, weighed in at 169.5 pounds, and he's coming off of a record of 3-1-0. I know that his last 2 fights were wins here at SteelFist. What else do we know about this guy?
Well, we know this guy, he's put on quite the performance. He's a big guy, and we do know he's training out there at the Pit, I believe it is.
Yeah, Pit, Salt Lake City.
Yeah, so he's out there at the Pit SLC.
With the gentleman that was just putting Vaseline on his face is someone that some of you might recognize from the UFC, Ramsey Najim.
Yes.
Which is the head coach and head jiu-jitsu coach as well out there at the Pit. And then on top of that, you said he's training out at Maurice.
Maury, it says.
Yes, Maury Academy, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. So Chris has been putting on a really good series of performances since he started back in, I want to say, March of 2021.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see this one. He's definitely earned this title shot, but let's look at the champion and see what he looks like.
Let's see that.
Fighting out of the black corner, your current champion. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 167.5 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 6-0. Also doing it for Snake Pit MMA and SL Muay Thai. Let's hear it for Justin McDonald.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have Justin the Lumberjack McDonald walking out right now. Justin stands 6 feet tall, within 167.5 pounds. He is 32 years old, and he is fighting out of the Snake Pit MMA and SL Muay Thai as well. We've seen those guys here. He is the current welterweight amateur champion for SteelFist. And yep, he's the Lumberjack.
And he is undefeated, 6-0. And like you said, he's training out there at Salt Lake Muay Thai with Alexis Whitney and Ryan Thaxton, and with the Snake Pit MMA with head coach Jake Paul, Jake the Snake Paul, who's also the head coach of the last guy that you saw fight for a title. They didn't end up with the win, but if past performance is any indication of future performance, then I think you're going to see a lot of impressive stuff out of Justin McDonald. Now, Justin is one of those guys that is just freakishly strong and naturally talented.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a rough kid. He's a tough kid.
Yes, and now he puts in the work, so I don't want to take any of that away from him, but he is just very naturally talented when it comes to like wrestling and striking. It comes naturally to him. He picks it up easily, and he's able to implement it very well.
Well, and he's a grappler. He's a grinder. So, you know, what we're going to see if he has it his way is probably pushing him up against the cage, grinding him out, trying to get the finish.
Right, but that being said, he also has some pretty heavy hands because he's won out of his 6 undefeated fights. He's got 2 of them wins with punches in the second round, both. He's gone decisions twice. He's won by submission once. And
yeah, he'll push you up against the cage of punches.
Yeah, no, he's capable of taking it everywhere. So I'm excited to see this one. And don't blink.
No.
For either of these guys.
No, both of these guys have some power. Justin plays the distance, pushes the cage. Takedown, let's see.
He's going for it. Chris is making it difficult. He's doing a good job of turning his hip and doing the right things, how his knees turned and his foot's planted out to the side. Makes it a little bit harder when you're high and elevated like that to get that takedown, which Justin McDonald was.
Justin's on the word. Justin's being pressed back up against the cage.
A lot of strength with Chris Choo.
Yes, he's a big boy.
And that's something, you know, I talked about how Justin is so freakishly strong in this division. Chris is also extremely strong guy.
I believe Chris used to fight at 185.
Came down
I think so.
a more realistic weight when he's actively training. Yes.
I mean, he's a thick boy. As you can see the muscles in his back. He's not like he's
Or a small guy.
He's pushing Justin against the cage, which doesn't happen too often.
No, and these guys are really jockeying for position here.
Yes.
Obviously, Justin's going for a takedown, but he's also trying to get in a good position to be able to do that, and Chris is really making that difficult. I would love to see Chris go for a sacrifice or a lateral drop right here. Justin really dropped the knee for that head throw, but not able to really secure it.
No.
He's pulling him on top of him, but not through.
Well, and we have hooks in on the other side, and now he's going to have his back.
Great job by Chris.
Yes.
Defending that takedown and really established a great position right now.
So Chris has it.
Well, he's got a chin.
He's got a chin.
Can still be uncomfortable, and he's fighting the proper hand. It's not necessarily the hand that's under your neck or that's trying to choke you. It's the hand that's going to make it put pressure on you.
The one that's going to end up going.
Yes. Now, this is a championship fight, so it's not going to be longer rounds because it's still amateur. It's still only 3 minutes, but it is 5 rounds.
Yes. So you're going to have 5 3-minute rounds is the way this is going to be.
Yes. And great job really seeing the jiu-jitsu capabilities of Chris Choo in this fight so far.
Yes, I mean, Chris Choo is in a great dominant position. He's doing a great job finishing this round.
Yes.
Looks to me like this is probably going to secure this round for him.
Oh, absolutely.
And Justin did a good job defending that choke. He was in a bad spot for a second.
Well, honestly, I got to play devil's advocate because me and judges, we see very eye to eye all the time, right? So Justin landed a couple big shots before he went in for that takedown attempt, which he was never able to secure. Chris didn't get the takedown. Chris ended up, I will say he ended up in the better position, but never had a submission. He had an attempt, but nothing that, and I know all of these judges know the difference between being over the jaw and under the chin, and under and actually choking. Was that little bit of position that Chris ended up in enough to effectively remove the effective strikes of Justin McDonald?
I think so.
I think so too, but it is something that you need to think about when you're at home watching this and scoring it yourself. These judges, they do go through a lot of training. Like I said, I disagree with them because I don't sit through the training. I just go off of the black and white of the rule and what I feel by watching this fight. So far, I definitely think that Chris won that first round.
Yeah, I do too. I think that end secured that round. Him getting that dominant position. Justin had nice punches.
But that was early in the round, and it was couldn't have been more than 2 that landed before he went for that takedown attempt. But Chris got a beautiful takedown right off the bat in this round.
Oh, he came right in. He's controlling or he's instituting the grappling action.
Wrist control right now. He keeps going under and going for the wrist or going for the arm to control that. And laying in some nice punches right now. Chris is putting on the pressure, but if you look at what Justin's doing with that right leg, he's got the knee. He's got that knee close to the cage, and he's got that other arm trying to add a little bit more leverage. Look for him to start standing up as soon as he gets that left leg in a good position.
Well, and I think that's what he's trying to get back to.
Yeah. But Chris is putting on some pressure, but Justin's still in a good position. Now, look what he did with his left leg.
Yeah,
ooh, very heady for Chris Choo, noticing what Justin was doing and sucking that leg out.
Well, and again, I mean, Chris has again got that back position again. We're back to where we ended the round.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how we ended it. We just flattened him out. He's flattened out.
He's got him broken porpoise. He's going for those shots. He's punching. Chris is doing a great job for this fight. He is really.
He's flattening him out. He's
perfect.
His feet up.
And there's really nothing Justin can do at this point. He's just eating punches to the side of the head.
To roll over, give it up. I mean, Justin's saying I'm fine, but.
Well, and I think that he also was giving a warning to Chris about the back of the head. Now, again, the first time you start turning and hit a couple punches to the back of their head, and it's because your opponent turned, it's their fault. But if you keep going for the same spot, it's your fault.
Yes. If they turn their head into the punch or into the path of the punch, that's on them.
Yeah.
But if you keep punching them after that, that's on you.
Exactly.
Because those second, third, and fourth are now in line right in the back of the head.
You know what you've made contact with.
Yeah.
Now, while Justin might be able to handle these shots, he's not doing anything to defend himself.
And the referee won't let him take them for too long, especially with the legs up in the air like that.
And with those continuous punches.
We're not defending ourselves necessarily.
Now, being a title fight, you're generally going to see the referee give a little bit more leniency and let these shots go a little bit longer, but I don't know how much longer the referee is going to be able to justify letting Justin get hit like that.
10-second click, so I bet you'll get another round out of it. But I don't know. She wants a finish.
Justin
Chris wants to finish this round.
Justin is on the losing end of these first two rounds. Absolutely, especially that round. Chris dominated that thing.
Chris came out, went right in, got the takedown.
Chris did a fantastic job of literally implementing his will into this fight. That whole second round was whatever Chris wanted to do, Chris did.
Well, and that's where, I mean, I think Chris coming back to his stool, I don't know if you watched, I was paying attention, very calm, very collected.
Yes.
You know, I would tell him, just do that same thing again. Come out, get the takedown, beat him up.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Put him on the ground and control him. His jiu-jitsu, his grappling is looking amazing. His hands are looking really heavy. He's doing the right things. I think the only thing that really probably kept Dave from stepping in and ending it was that in that I like to call it broken porpoise position. That's what we used to call it a long time ago, but where he had him flattened out when he had his back with the hooks in, his body was very lateral. Okay. And so it takes away the impact of a lot of those shots. So while they were landing a lot, I don't think that Dave really felt like Justin was in too much danger. And I think that if Chris would have let go of those hooks to go to a different position, it would have lost the position for him. So I don't think that Chris really could have gone to a better position to establish those strikes more effectively to get the referee stoppage.
Gotcha. Well, and you can definitely see that, Justin was waiting for the takedown, and he still wasn't being able to stop.
No, Chris is looking amazing right now. That takedown was perfect. The way that he sucked him out away from the cage at the hips to get the takedown, it's exactly what you want to do. You see a lot of the younger guys that get into the cage and they're strong and they use their back for those takedowns. They'll be high like that, high on the hips, and they'll go upwards instead of backwards. And Chris did it exactly the right way.
They went backwards, we ended up right here, and now we are back again, and Justin's got to get back up from this back position. And again, this isn't typically the position he sees himself in, as you mentioned, he does have Chris's. He's kind of squeezing on Chris's neck. It does look like. Chris has got an arm in, and Chris is just going to push his through.
And it's not a shoulder of Chris it's in, it's his whole arm.
Yeah.
Chris isn't in a bad way. Chris just stepped over his legs. He's mounted on top of him at this point.
He's mounted, he's taking some breaths.
Now Justin is a very strong guy, and he's going to make you really have to fight to break those arms apart so you can get your head out. I would not be surprised if Justin's able to keep holding on for the next minute and a half like this.
Yes.
But he is not doing anything to win this fight. That is not a submission. That is a security blanket. That is holding him down so that he can't posture up and punch.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and basically,
and look for the Von Flue choke.
Yeah, kind of hurting his arm at the same time.
Yeah, look for Chris to start putting his shoulder into the jaw and to start making it uncomfortable.
He can get it.
And now Chris,
he can get it. He just locked that in.
He's got the gable grip.
He locked his arm in.
Well,
he just let it out.
But if you look underneath, he's got a gable grip underneath to really sink that in and drop that shoulder. There you go. Now Chris's head's out.
Nice in that mounted position.
Riding the mount out. He's got 40 seconds left of this round. Literally, I don't think that he's in any danger of losing this position. If he just rode out for the rest of this, he just took the round.
Yes.
This is where I'd love to see him start throwing some strikes.
Yeah, and he start lighting it up. There you go.
Right back to the broken porpoise. He's got those hooks in and just really flattens out the legs and the hips of Justin McDonald. There's nothing Justin can do here.
Yeah, so here we are. We're ending another round right here with Justin on the ground, kind of the same situation, or a similar situation.
Just taking punishment.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful performance. I am so impressed with what I'm seeing now, Chris. Chris has always put on a good show, win or lose.
Yes.
But right now, you are seeing a very calculated and gamey fighter in Chris. He is doing whatever he wants at this point.
He's taking his time.
Yes.
Right? I mean, look at how much time he took to get his head out.
Yes.
He stayed in that dominant position, stayed in it.
Didn't freak out.
No.
And instead of even trying to pull away, he threw that shoulder down kind of Von Flue style and pushed tighter.
He just his arm in.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, you want to put it there, I'm going to keep it there.
Yeah.
And tell homeboy was like,
went in the same direction that Justin wanted him to go, but with a little more pressure than Justin wanted him to apply.
Exactly. And Justin, I got to give him credit. I mean, Justin's my buddy. I mean, so I really like him.
Oh.
I mean,
but
he's a tough kid, but he's just getting taken down. I mean, what I noticed, he was waiting for that takedown to come out. Like, he sees that coming right now, and it's stifling that offense.
The thing, Justin, I can't say anything negative about Justin. I like him too, and I've always enjoyed watching him fight. What I can say is that Chris is taking every single thing that Justin brings to the game away from him.
Yeah.
He's not allowing Justin to do the things that make Justin such an impressive fighter. He is literally nullifying all of Justin's assets right now.
Well, and that's where I think Justin doesn't know where to go with it.
Yeah, I don't think
what do I do?
Justin's never had anybody take it away from him like this.
Yes.
Push the elbow, Choo. There you go. Now give him a couple pounds.
Listen to his corner very well.
Yeah.
He just literally, his corner just yelled at him, take the elbow away, and he pulled the elbow to change the angle. Great job. This again, you've got Justin on the bottom with Chris on his back, eating shots to the side of the head.
Yeah, I mean, now look at how much faster we got here, though.
I think Dave's
we're
going to stop
get a
this fight.
stoppage, I think, because we are like 2 minutes, minute in and we're there. Last time it took how many minutes to get here?
Putting your hand over the spot you're getting punched is not intelligently defending yourself.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
That was an absolutely the right decision. Perfect time for Dave to step in and stop this fight. Beautiful job.
Beautiful job.
I have not seen someone look that calculated and dominant throughout a fight against someone as impressive in the past as what Chris did tonight.
Me either.
He made it look easy.
He did.
Very easy.
Justin, keep your head up. On to the next one.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, man. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Sounds good.
Everybody, please get home safely. Thank you so much for your support. It's been an absolute pleasure working for you tonight. Hopefully you had a good time. We're gonna get the lumberjack checked out, make sure he is good. Let's make some noise for him back up on his feet. Both of these warriors leaving everything in the cage. All right, Chris, can we get you to the center of the cage? We're gonna get Justin checked out. Your winner, 1 minute, 12 seconds into round number 4, and new SteelFist Fight Night welterweight champion, out of the red corner, Chris Choo!
If you don't know, putting a belt on someone is a lot harder than it looks. All right, I'm here with your winner and new SteelFist welterweight amateur champion, Chris Choo. How are you feeling right now, man? You looked so good tonight. You came out and literally enforced your will upon that man, and I've never seen anyone do that to Justin. What was your game plan coming out here tonight?
Just to see where the fight went. That's about it.
Well, you did a great job of making sure the fight went where you wanted it to go. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
My coaches, Ramsey and Professor Morey, spent your time with me, and my training partners as well.
Outstanding, man. Chris, you are always fun to watch, but watching you come out here tonight was an absolute pleasure. Congratulations. Are you going to come back and defend that title?
Sure.
All right, man. Congratulations. Everybody give it up for your winner and new SteelFist amateur welterweight champion, Chris Choo!
Real quick, I'm looking for Jacob Banuelos. I'm looking for Hector Martinez. I've got your IDs. You probably want them back. We probably need our gloves back, so. One more time, make some noise for your new champion. A lot of hard work going on in here tonight, Chris Choo!